everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Student Fyre podcast, live from the Speak Fyre studio. My name is Bobby Berg. I'm a motivational speaker for schools, and I'm here to help you live your best life today. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Student Fyre, live from the Speak Fyre studio. I'm your host, Bobby Berg. I'm a motivational speaker for schools, and I'm so pumped to just rock this day with you. How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're checking this out. First off, thank you for rocking with us, y'all. Us, the Speak Fyre team, we are so thankful for each and every single one of our listeners. Y'all are phenomenal. Last week I gave y'all some homework. Who did it? Who didn't? Come on, let's talk about this, y'all. Who actually did the homework? Nah, come on, let's be for real. Who actually did the homework? Here, let's do this. For those of you that haven't done the homework, or for those of you that are just tuning into Student Fyre for the very first time, first off, thank you. If you want to check out the previous episodes, please do. I would love to hear your thoughts on them. So whether you forgot to do the homework, or you're a brand new listener, you're like, Bobby, what homework? What are you talking about, man? Here, I want to find out what your learning style is. So grab your phone, open up a web browser. I don't care if you're using Safari or if you're using Google Chrome. I don't care what you're using. Open Google. I want you to type this exact sentence. I'm going to do it with you. What type of learner am I? And hit enter. The very first link that's going to pop up is going to say, what's your learning style? 20 questions. Click on that. I want you to go through these questions and I want you to figure out what it says. And of course, there's going to be a bunch of different styles that pop up, but I want to find what yours is. This week, we're going to focus on visual learners. This week, I want to talk about people that learn best with pictures, with very visual things. For my visual learners, you are very picture-based. You are very architecture-based. You are very graph and chart-oriented. Now, how do we make this work? I got a couple study tips for you that I want you to really focus on. I want you to really rock with this. Seriously, try it just for a week. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, send me a DM and be like, Bobby, listen, I love that you made a podcast episode, but it didn't work. And we can adjust. I'll help you guys adjust if you need. So, first thing, I want you to take notes. While you're in your lectures, while you're in class, while your teacher or your professor is giving you information, I want you to actually have it in a notebook. I know that sounds archaic, and I know some of you are like, Bobby, I have an iPad. I will punch you. Don't make me bring paper and pen to class. But there's a reason for it. If you're a visual learner, it's a lot easier for your memory to commit the information if you're actually handwriting it. Because as you're handwriting it, you're getting that visual impact of it going right in front of you. So I need you to take notes and write them down by hand. Bobby, but I take notes on my iPad. Cool. There are a bunch of note-taking apps, be it just the stock notes app on the iPad, or Notability, or GoodNotes, or OneNote, whatever you want. If you're going to be taking notes on your iPad, that's totally cool. But I need you to actually have a stylus or the Apple Pencil and be handwriting your notes out. I need you to make sense of this. Better yet, I can already hear this. They're like, Bobby, all right, well, you want me to take notes. How do you want me to take these notes? I want you to make outlines. Why do I want you making outlines? Because outlines are very visual. Outlines are very well structured for visual learners because you have your main heading, and then you have your body, and then you have all the information. And every time you indent, it just looks cleaner. One of the greatest things I learned when I take notes is I have to outline things. You can ask Mike Gingras, you can ask Sean B, you can ask Aisha Thomas, you can ask Neil Legend, you can ask Jody Cedric, you can ask the entire Speak Fyre team. But when we're all studying something, when we're all listening to our mentor talk or our coaches talk, I take notes for us. And every time I send the notes off, everyone's like, Bobby, I don't know how you do this, but these notes they're so clean. It's because I've been doing this for a while, y'all. Make outlines. They will help for you visual learners. Having a very well-structured outline makes the information make more sense. Now, something else that can help. Use graphs, use charts, use diagrams, use pictures. You notice how in your textbooks, a lot of the time, it'll have a paragraph of reading and you're probably bored to tears because it's just a plain paragraph, and then it has a chart or a graph underneath it. Where do your eyes go first? Right to that, because as a visual learner, that's what you're drawn to. When you're studying, I want your eyes to be drawn to these big picture ideas, no pun intended, so that you can understand what you're doing. So say you don't have time to make a graph or a chart, or you don't have time for an outline, and you just have a book, because maybe you forgot to do the reading. What do? As a visual learner, the greatest thing you can do is going through your notes and marking up your book. And I'm not saying just put pictures everywhere and just do random things. I want you to put notes that actually make sense. I want you to write in the margins, hey, this is a good page, or go to paragraph 4. That's where some really key information is, or circle in the paragraph what you find really important. Or if you have 3 paragraphs explaining one thing, when the writer finally gets to their point, I want you to star it in the book. Why? Because as you're rereading this chapter, which you should be doing, or if you should at least be skimming it, you can go back and your eyes will immediately dart to where you need to be. And lastly, the most important thing, as visual learners, you are so distracted by the picture on the wall, by every notification that your phone gets, by the other diagrams that are on the other pages in your book, by every single buzz that your smartwatch is giving you. There's so much. Everything for visual learners is a huge distraction, because what do you do with your eyes? You see what's going on, and it's a distraction. Give yourself some quiet time. Give yourself the space. Give yourself the time to be in a room by yourself where it's relaxed and you can just study. That's one of the biggest things, is you need to understand how you learn. And as visual learners, you need all this excess noise for your eyes to shut off. I got to give a shout out to my Apple users. Hey, all of you that follow me on Apple Podcasts, or those of you that are following me on Spotify, do me a huge favor. Please leave a review. I would love, be it good or bad, I don't care. I want to hear feedback from you. I want to grow this channel. I want to grow Student Fyre into a powerhouse so we can help every student that needs help with anything academic. All right? Leave a review. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. That's all I got for you. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Y'all, I hope this was helpful. If it was, hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook. Let me know what you thought. Better yet, hop in the reviews on the podcast you're listening to this on and leave a review there. I check all of them, and I will respond to everything that I can. Y'all, I love hearing from you. It's the highlight of my day. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I hope you are rocking everything that you do. I hope nothing's getting in your way, and for whatever does get in your way, I know you're going to find a way to overcome it like you always do. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace! We are Speak Fyre. Who are we? We are a collective of inspirational, motivational, life-guiding speakers here to help you make your best life available and real today. For everyone that's looking for anything and everything leadership, you have to check out my guy, Michael Gingras, over at Leadership Fyre. For my youth that are coming up, for those of you that have questions that need answers, go hit up Sean B. He's the host of Young Fyre, killing the game every single Monday. For those of you that have questions that go a little deeper, for those of you that need that internal fire inside of you, not just sparked, but you need those flames fanned, go check out Aisha Thomas with Internal Fire. For my fathers, y'all, you are the real MVP. Go check out my guy Jody Cedric, the host of Father's Fire. For my champions, for my people that need to be the champion of not only their day, but their entire life, man, you'll gotta check out my man Neil Legend over at Champion Fire. For my students, doesn't matter if we're talking elementary, middle school, high school, college, my graduate students, all of you, for everything student empowerment, student leadership, and student productivity, tune in to Student Fyre with me, your host, Bobby Berg. We are Speak Fyre, live every Monday morning, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You gonna wake up with us? Let's get it. Whew, that was another awesome episode of the Student Fyre podcast. Thank y'all for sticking around for this long, but I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? See, when I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions, like how do I record an episode? How do I get my show to apps? Like, do I have to do it individually, or can I just have one place that does everything for me? And most importantly, how do I make money from my podcast? Is that even an option? Well, honestly, y'all, your answer is Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors that want to advertise on your podcast. Yes, you. That means you can get paid to make the podcast. You can get paid to podcast the right way. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. If you want to get in on this, if you want to make your podcast a reality and you want your success and your word to be a thing, man, you already know. Hop over to Anchor and give it a start. You won't regret it. Catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
I am excited to bring you my new book, Trendsetter, 7 Steps to Radically Stand Out to Be the Best You. This book details my journey of coming to the United States and being excited to embrace the American culture. But unfortunately, my culture was not accepted, and I found myself being bullied as a young girl. And in this process, I decided that I wanted to disconnect from my culture to be more accepted into American culture. And through that process, I got so depressed from trying to fit in that I attempted suicide my freshman year in high school. So this book talks about the journey of what I did to become radically transformed, to be the strong woman I am today. This book is something that's really going to enable the reader to understand and embrace who they are, embrace what makes them special, and become radically transformed. Get your copy today at becomingatrendsetter.com. Again, that is becomingatrendsetter.com, or check it out at my website at aishathomas.org.